Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Language, Culture, and Dr. Lou. And today I'd like to talk about some of the recent Rosetta Stone language learning app commercials because I think they're pretty funny, a lot of them anyway. And so I'm talking about ones where they have people using the language outside of just using the app, but applying this language throughout their daily routines. And you've probably seen one featuring a chef learning French and highlighting the word délicieux, the French word for delicious, as she's cooking in a restaurant and all that, or one with the guy who's learning Spanish and he is all in an office setting and he's learning the verb to dance in Spanish. And so then we see him dancing all around and talking about his dancing as it goes. And anyway, those are not the commercials I'll be highlighting here. I picked another one where German is the target language. And what I think is funny is that these Rosetta Stones are commercials are really good because well, they're really encouraging people to have fun learning languages. But I'm not here to endorse Rosetta Stone itself because I'm not convinced that any app, just the one app alone, is sufficient for really learning another language. But what the people in these commercials are doing is actually going above and beyond the app and taking words that they're learning in the target language and practicing and from memory pulling out ways to use these words in a full sentence. And so they're working a little grammar and a little vocabulary at the same time. And so it's not really all about what Rosetta Stone can do for you. It's more about what you should apply when you're using a Rosetta Stone. So anyway, and why I'm thinking the people in these commercials are doing everything right is because they're always involving spaced repetition and retrieval practice or practice retrieval. And that's because we've got yeah, that's the one thing you got to do to learn a language. And this little figure here shows bit why that's important. That blue line that's sort of going up and over, the solid blue line, that's well, that's your learning curve, and that's where you're remembering things. And that's why the dotted lines below that are when people would be forgetting things. And as you can see here, if you practice a little more, it says repeat, but we can also call that just practice. And space out this practice, you'll be able to retain the language that you've learned for, or the parts of the language for longer and longer and longer. And this always works with a kind of synergy, works in tandem with uh, retrieval practice, which is when you're forcing yourself to pull out of your memory these things instead of just opening a book and studying it again or opening the app and redoing the same spot. Uh, and so it's about creatively using language and producing it and really working your memory to improve your memory and retention of these new language skills by forcing your brain to reconstruct memories and all that. So that, in my opinion, is what these people are doing very much right on the Rosetta Stone commercials. And so let's take a look at what has become my favorite Rosetta Stone commercial. This is, of course, a farmer learning German with Rosetta Stone and then applying this German, especially the word for club, as in nightclub, in lots of contexts. And I just love it. And by the way, we're not going to hear, if you've seen this commercial before, there's the nightclub thumpa thumpa that you're usually hearing with the background music and stuff. I've sort of taken a lot of that out so we can hear his German a little better and see his accents. So yeah, let's check it out.
Der Club.
Der Club.
Der Club. Willkommen im Club. Dieser Club macht. It's Club. Jetzt spricht der Club zu mir.
Rosetta Stone's language learning tools may just be too immersive.
And so that to me was really funny. It's a shame we couldn't hear the music there because it would have showed how even the cows are having fun, bobbing their heads to the music and all that. And that to me is adorable how this guy is finding his fun in practicing his German, even when he's thinking about nightclubs while he's on the farm and all that. I just love all that. And so that's what is going to help really build a language. Spaced repetition, meaning practice, and spread your practice out. You can do this by hours or days or even longer eventually once you're retaining things a lot better. And part of that spaced repetition has to be retrieval practice, where you're really working with your memory, pulling things out from there that will help them stick for a lot longer. And one big motivator to keep people learning languages, have fun, right? Just have fun with it. Having fun can be in and of itself a big motivator to keep on going with something. And although at the beginning stage, until you found other speakers to speak with, you might be talking to yourself, but heck, still, could have a lot of fun doing that. And I do love the part where at the very beginning of the commercial, he's not getting the word for club, the pronunciation exactly right, and then he does get it right a second later, and then that gives him the confidence to go ahead and use it even with the chickens in the barn and all that. So let's just quickly take another look. And again, we're going to notice how this guy is using spaced repetition and retrieval to practice both of these strategies.
Der Club.
Der Club.
You got
Der
it
Club.
right.
Willkommen im Club.
Hmm.
Dieser Club macht. It's Club. Jetzt spricht der Club zu mir.
Rosetta Stone's language learning tools may just be too immersive.
And so it's funny to me they're saying their language learning tools might just be too immersive, but that's the farmer there. He's creating the immersion in it based on retrieving things he's learned through Rosetta Stone and possibly elsewhere. But anyway, I'm finding that old farmer guy adorable just for going with the nightclubs. And it kind of inspires me to maybe want to learn a little German. And so thank you for watching this video. And again, that's my favorite language learning app commercial right now. But mostly not because I'm endorsing Rosetta Stone as the thing that can do everything for you, but it can maybe, just like some other apps, just put you on the path. And then it's up to you to go a little beyond the app itself and apply the language out in your life in different ways. And that will, anyway, that will make it a lot more fun. And so, one last message is happy language learning. And so, yeah, if you like content about language and culture, please don't be afraid to subscribe to this channel. I'd appreciate it very much. And please do drop a like on this video. And so, yeah, I guess that's all I got for now. So, catch you around next time. Bye bye.